Hey there everyone. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the 2-week Minecraft phase. Yet, I'm not going to be talking about it from a structural bird's eye point of view. Instead, I'm going to be discussing it from my own personal perspective and why I feel nostalgia, at least for me, played a very big role in shaping my experience with the 2-week Minecraft phase phenomena, which I think recently has become very popularized on YouTube and within the Minecraft community in general. Now, that's not to say that it didn't exist before, because it almost certainly did. I think most of us have had an experience in the past where we felt like, oh, you know what, I haven't played Minecraft in a bit with my mates. So I'm going to start up a new realm, a new server, or just hop into single player, and I'm going to play. It could be vanilla, it could be modded, it could be vanilla plus, it doesn't really matter, but everyone's had some variation of it. And in today's video, I'm going to talk firstly about why it happens for most people that I've seen, and then at the end, I'm going to talk about my personal anecdotes of server nostalgia and how server nostalgia has sort of shaped my view and the way I approach the 2-week Minecraft phase. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Now, after that little intro to the topic, I'm going to talk a little bit about what I've seen in terms of other people's experience and why the 2-week Minecraft phase has become popularized again, in my opinion, and why it occurs for most people. So, I think a big part has definitely been the impact of YouTube specifically, because the thing is, obviously, as exposure to the game increases and as mods are showcased often, and especially with video types such as those civilization videos or people simulate or 100 players versus 100 players, I think videos like these highlight the more communal nature of Minecraft and how it can definitely be a very social experience for a lot of people. And I think that in turn tends to invoke a feeling of, you know what? I want to have these experiences with my friends. I want to do these cool things on a server with my mates. And I haven't played Minecraft in a while, so you know what? Let's all watch these videos and let's all get inspired and let's all get excited seeing these topics and seeing these ideas which interest us. And let's start up a server. And then that tends to spiral into, I think, a knock-on effect in which one person gets inspired by another, and it becomes a content feedback loop. Now, I am just straight up chatting complete shit right now because this is a very rambly video, so I apologize for the lack of structure. But as I said, YouTube, I think in specific, has had a very big impact on people's desire to get back into Minecraft. And mods, but not just mods. I'd say mods and the type of content that's being put out there is all sort of very pro gameplay. And now pro gameplay itself seems like a very stupid word because it's like obviously a mod is going to be pro gameplay, right? But videos, for example, like 100 people in a desert versus 100 people in a forest, or 100 people in plains versus 100 people in a savanna, I think those videos are so accessible and they're so easy to conceptualize and they're so easy to imagine yourself in, that when people watch them and when people consume that content, as I said before, it invokes the feeling of wanting to play. So YouTube and content and the way I think the algorithm nowadays has been working has definitely fed into that feeling of wanting to play in the 2-week Minecraft phase. But this is obviously a very generalized statement, and this is a very generalized outlook, as I said it would be in this part. In the next segment, I'm going to talk a lot more about why I feel the 2-week Minecraft phase is so powerful for me, and I'm going to specifically talk about my server, which I mentioned earlier. Now that I've talked a little about the generalized view of the 2-week Minecraft phase, I think I want to talk a little bit about my own experience with it and why I feel, for me at least, nostalgia played such a big part or in general, it plays such a big part in bringing me back to Minecraft. So the server that I'm showing had a small hiatus for a few months back in early 2025, and we tried two other servers. One was a create mod pack and one was a vanilla plus slightly heavy mod pack with a few gimmicks on the side. And despite the fact that those servers were enjoyable, and the fact that those servers definitely had their moments, and the mod packs were a lot more extensive, for some reason I ended up genuinely missing this server, the one that I'm showing you right now. And that is what actually got me back into properly playing the game because for some reason, the nostalgia of having a world which you've called home for you and your friends, a place where so much has happened, is absolutely overwhelming and to me, absolutely essential in bringing me back to the game and making me want to play the game more than I did before. And despite the fact that this is a purely vanilla server with some minor tweaks on the side, but it's mainly vanilla plus, I'd say, the end game has been done. We've done the end, we've done the nether, we have built countless things, such as the ones I'm showing you, all done by different people, some done by the same, yet all of us have done it together. Yet, at the same time, there's also this loneliness which I feel on this server, yet I feel that is a topic for another video, a video in which maybe I talk about dead games and dead worlds, even though that has already been done to complete hell. But nostalgia and these empty worlds, I think, plays a very big and a very major part for my psyche when it comes to making me come back and play this game. I'm very curious to hear in the comments what other people think and what other people's experience with nostalgia and Minecraft have been, because in my opinion, nostalgia is what ultimately brings us back to a lot of our memories. I feel like nostalgia is a very powerful thing when it comes to helping us recognize what we genuinely enjoy and what we genuinely love doing. And the saying is quite popular, you never really stop playing Minecraft, you just take really long breaks. And I feel when it comes to the 2 week Minecraft phase, that's obviously most applicable. Yet applying that with the lens of nostalgia, I feel is ever the more true the more you play this game and the longer that you play this game. Sorry for the rambly nature of this video, and I hope to see you all again soon. Hopefully not after 8 months of no uploads. Goodbye.